Now, if you watch the movie, she's on a ends up on an all carb diet. Now, the thing about all carb diet, can you become obese? So I think it's less popular now because that's all about keto. But maybe at one point in maybe around the 80s or 90s, people were obsessed with going low fat diets, like no fat whatsoever, but they were eating carbs. Yeah, so Lindsay Lohan was being a little shady in that, right? She said like, "Is butter a carb?" And she's like, "Yes." But the thing is that she knows, like in that movie, she's very smart, and her character is very smart, and that was her being very like devious in that one. So yeah, butter is not a carb. But if you're on an all carb diet, can you still be obese? Yes or no? So yeah, if you say eat nothing but carbs, you don't eat any dietary fats, can you still become obese? And looks like most of you are saying, yeah, you can become obese. That's why if you know about nutrition and metabolism, you're like, oh my God, Lindsay Lohan's character is very evil in that movie because she's trying to pitch this high not this high carb diet as something that helps her lose weight. So yeah, that's why. So yes, you can still become obese from a low fat diet. And how's that? Well, this is why you can still. I'm going to explain to you why, even if you don't eat any dietary fats, why you can still end up with a lot of triglycerides and fat, white adipose tissue. So the thing is that your body initially stores excess carbohydrates as glycogen. Again, glycogen is that branched form of glucose. So the thing is that your skeletal muscle, all the muscles in your body, they store about like 500 grams of glycogen. So that's like maybe just like a little over a pound of glycogen. So the thing is that skeletal muscle glycogen, your skeletal muscle is kind of selfish. Like they're saying, this glycogen is my supply. I'm not going to share it with anyone else. This is my energy. But again, it makes sense. Like if you're exercising and your skeletal muscle needs glucose, then they have a supply ready to go. And this is also why people who do like endurance sports or athletics, sometimes they do carbo load. Why? Because they want to get their skeletal muscle reserves of glycogen as much as possible. Now your liver can store about 100 grams of glycogen, so that's not as much. And other tissues can store small amounts of glycogen, but that's not even 1 kilogram of glycogen. That's only 600 grams overall. So what happens to the excess carbs? Say you're on an all-carb diet, like she was in that movie. So you have a bunch of incoming carbs, and your skeletal muscles, they absorb some, but they're full up now. This passes on to your bloodstream, and you have your liver, which can absorb some and make it into glycogen. Where is the rest going to go? Well, the interesting thing is that your body can't, if you have excess carbs, you can't store it as glycogen. So your body is going to break that apart into acetyl-CoA. And again, remember our glycolysis and pyruvate, and it's easy to make acetyl-CoA from glucose. So this excess acetyl-CoA can be converted into fatty acids. So just like how you're able to break down fatty acids through beta oxidation into all the acetyl-CoA, you can actually take acetyl-CoA and then join these carbons together to form something called malonyl-CoA, and then repeat the process of extending things by pairs of carbons and until you have another fatty acid. So this is how you're able to this is why someone can be on an all-carb diet but still end up with a lot of white adipose and fat, because your body can easily convert glucose into acetyl-CoA and make fatty acids from acetyl-CoA. So yeah, this is why you can still get obese from an all-carb diet.